Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. A review of the court records in the high-profile case of State of Idaho versus Stacey James Wondra reveals that during last week's preliminary hearing, there was apparently an unnoticed hearing that occurred in chambers at the defense's request, and where a motion to seal all of this information from the public was granted by Judge Lee. By way of background, this case deals with the disappearance and presumed unaliving of Michael Vaughn from nearby his home in Fruitland, Payette County, Idaho, a small town located on the Idaho-Oregon border back in 2021. In June of 2025, an affidavit of probable cause was filed concerning Mr. Wondra, followed by a criminal complaint charging him with 4 felonies concerning Michael. Mr. Wondra was thereafter arrested. He has been held in the Payette County Jail without bond, and during his preliminary hearing last week, the state of Idaho presented evidence attempting to convince the magistrate judge that there was probable cause to believe that Mr. Wondra had culpability here, that he should be bound over for trial, and at the end of a 3-day public hearing, Judge Lee made that finding. If you look at the court docket, and the records are available for you free of charge as the member of the public on the Idaho Cases of Interest website. I've provided a link in the description to this podcast episode relative to these public records. Amongst the records that were recently released, there are 2. The first is a motion to seal records pursuant to ICAR 32I. It reads as follows: comes now Stacey James Wondra by and through his attorney of record, Abby Broyles of the Idaho State Public Defender's Office, and moves this court pursuant to ICAR 32I 3A1 to seal the proceedings that occurred in chambers on March 5th, 2026. The hearing was transcribed by a certified court reporter, and the proceedings were held with both defense counsel and counsel for the state of Idaho present, with the Honorable Judge Brian Lee. Defense counsel requests this court enter an order sealing the proceedings, including any transcripts and court clerk records dealing with the hearing, by redacting any mention of the in-chamber proceedings. It is defense counsel's understanding that the state has no objection to the motion to seal. Defense counsel respectfully requests this court enter an order sealing, and this is dated and signed March 5th, 2026 by counsel for Mr. Wondra. Also on the court docket for the 5th of March 2026 is an order sealing records pursuant to ICAR 32I. This reads as follows: based on the defendant's motion to seal the in-chamber proceedings and the court's finding that doing so is necessary pursuant to ICAR 32I 3A1, that the information contained would be highly objectionable to a reasonable person. Now, therefore, it is ordered that the proceedings held in chambers on March 5th, 2026, including any transcripts and redacting any court minutes from March 5th, 2026, be immediately sealed. This is dated March 5th, 2026, 4:14:16 p.m., signed by the Honorable Brian Lee, Magistrate Judge. Now, Rule 32I allows either party, in this case it was the defendant, to raise this motion to seal. We will continue to keep you posted as further developments arise. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.